We have this multiple input, multiple output system. As you can see, we have two inputs U1 and U2 and two outputs Y1 and Y2 that are related by this transfer function. So in MIMO system, the transfer function is in form of matrix, and if you solve this part, you will be able to obtain your Y1 and Y2. So in order to get the transfer function or to write it in MATLAB, all you need to do is to use the TF function, which stands for transfer function, and it has two main arguments, that is the numerator coefficients and the denominator coefficients. So since we are dealing with MIMO system, unlike seesaw system, we make use of a cell. So a cell in MATLAB is just these two curly brackets. So the first one will be my numerator coefficient, and the second cell will constitute my denominator coefficient. So starting with the first cell, I will write the coefficient of the numerators in the first row, then the ones in the second row. So the first one, that is G11, the numerator coefficient is just 1 and 1. Then I have 1 and 3. So in order to move to the second row, I use semicolon, and I just have 1 for G21 and 4 for G22. So that is my numerator coefficient, and then I go to denominator coefficient. So I write for G11 I have 1, 2, 1. For G12 I have 1, 4, 2. Then move to the next row and I will have 1, 6, 3, and then 1, 2, 1. So all I need to do is to run this section. So as you can see, this is my transfer function on the right hand side. So I can also simulate this transfer function using the step function. So if I use step G and then run this section again. So this space plot shows how input 1 affects output 1, and the last one you can see is how input 2 affects output 2. So you can also modify the second line of code that is for the step in order to see how input 1 and input 2 affects output 1. So all you need to do is to come to this G and use the first row, which constitutes the transfer function for output 1, and then use column, that is to show that you want to see the response for the two inputs. So if I click on run section again, you can see this is how my input 1 and input 2 affect output 1. So if you want to see cumulatively how input 1 and input 2 affects output 2, so all you need to do is come to step again and then use 2, 1, which is the transfer function that relates output 2 with input 1. Then you just add G22, that is for the transfer function that relates output 2 with input 2. So if you run section now, so you can see this is the cumulative response on output 2. As a control student, if you want a step-by-step guide on how to use Simulink, watch the video on the screen. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.